On August 29, 1897, the First Zionist Congress was held in Basel, Switzerland, with great ceremony. A total of 197 delegates attended, representing Jewish communities from Eastern Europe, Western Europe, North America, and Algeria. Among them, 90 delegates came from Russia. When Theodor Herzl appeared at the Congress, he was greeted with overwhelming enthusiasm and thunderous applause. In his opening speech, Herzl declared that the Congress aimed to lay the foundation for a secure future for the Jewish people. He emphasized, "We Zionists seek a solution to the Jewish question. We have nothing to do with conspiracies, secret activities, or indirect means. We wish to place the problem under the supervision of free public opinion." From the beginning, the delegates were divided into three main factions. The political faction, represented by Herzl and his allies, believed that the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine required the support of major powers. They advocated negotiating with relevant countries to secure international legal recognition first. The practical or action faction, inspired by the Lovers of Zion movement, argued for immediate Jewish migration to Palestine to create facts on the ground, without waiting for prior approval from any government. The spiritual or cultural faction, led by Ahad Hayam, emphasized building Palestine as a spiritual and cultural center for Jews worldwide, without necessarily establishing a sovereign state. Ultimately, the factions reached a compromise and adopted a unified program for the World Zionist movement, the Basel Program. This program explicitly stated that Zionism sought to establish a legally secured and internationally recognized Jewish homeland in Palestine. To achieve this goal, the Basel Program outlined concrete steps, systematically encouraged Jewish workers to settle in Palestine, organized Jewish communities worldwide into cohesive groups under their respective national laws, raised Jewish self-awareness and national consciousness, conduct necessary efforts to gain support from governments for the Zionist cause. The Congress also decided to establish the World Zionist Organization, headquartered in Vienna. Any Jew over 18 who endorsed the Basel Program and paid a 1 shekel membership fee could join. Delegates also discussed proposals for a Jewish national anthem, flag, the creation of a Jewish national fund to purchase land, and the establishment of a Hebrew university. The Basel Congress marked a historic milestone in the Zionist movement. It transformed the previously scattered and regional activities into a unified, global political movement. After the Congress, Herzl and his colleagues visited Palestine, founded the Jewish Colonial Bank, and institutionalized the operations of the World Zionist Organization, ensuring annual congresses. In the years following Basel, the movement grew rapidly. By the Second Zionist Congress in 1898, the number of delegates had increased to 400, and the number of local Zionist groups rose from 117 to 913. By the Fifth Congress in 1901, 600 delegates represented 1,572 Zionist groups worldwide. A major focus of the leadership was diplomacy, seeking support from world powers. Herzl and other leaders met with monarchs and political figures, including the German Emperor, the Ottoman Sultan, the Pope, and various European leaders, aiming to gain sympathy and backing for Jewish settlement in Palestine. However, most of these efforts had limited success. In Russia, where the Zionist movement was banned, Herzl met with government officials in St. Petersburg to explain the movement's goals and advocate for the improvement of Jewish conditions. Many observers considered it improbable that Jews, dispersed across countries, lacking a common language or territory, and differing greatly in culture and lifestyle, could unite to form a state. Critics dismissed Zionism as a utopian fantasy, yet Zionists persevered, seeking every opportunity. Herzl personally met Sultan Abdul Hamid II of the Ottoman Empire, Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany, and British colonial secretary Joseph Chamberlain, requesting support for Jewish settlement in Palestine. The German emperor offered no concrete backing, and the Sultan categorically rejected the idea in May 1901, declaring he would rather fight than cede Palestine. Initially, Britain was also hesitant. Although the influx of Jewish refugees from Eastern Europe and the influence of British Jewish leaders, notably the Rothschilds, gradually led to discussions of collaboration. Herzl considered alternative locations, including Cyprus and the Sinai Peninsula, but both were ultimately impractical due to local opposition. Finally, the British proposed a temporary solution, a Jewish homeland in the Uganda Protectorate in East Africa, known as the Uganda Scheme. The proposal was presented at the Sixth Zionist Congress in August 1903. Supporters argued that providing Jews with a safe refuge was more important than location. However, delegates from Russia and Eastern Europe rejected any site outside Palestine as a betrayal of the Basel Program. After a vote of 295 in favor, 178 against, and 98 abstentions, a commission was sent to East Africa to survey the territory, prompting all Russian delegates to withdraw in protest. Herzl struggled to understand why Jews under extreme threat in Russia and Eastern Europe would reject temporary refuge in Uganda. Yet he prioritized the unity of the Zionist movement, believing that without cohesion, nothing could be achieved. At the May 1904 Executive Committee meeting, Herzl officially abandoned the Uganda Scheme, reaffirming that only Palestine could serve as the Jewish homeland. In his closing address, he raised his right hand and recited a biblical verse. "If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning." Shortly after this, Herzl passed away. In July 1905, the Seventh Zionist Congress in Basel formally rejected the Uganda Scheme. Supporters of the plan, including the Uganda proponents, left to form a separate territorialist organization focusing on Jewish settlement in East Africa and South America. The Seventh Congress also sought to reconcile the political and action factions. By this time, the action faction had gained influence, reflecting the limited success of Herzl's political diplomatic efforts.